So when you were growing up, was there any history of performing or acting in your family, or was that something you found on your own? Like, how did you find that?
I found it on my own. I'd taken a test to get into a few schools, like Catholic schools, so there are a lot of private Catholic schools in Detroit. So my parents were like, well, why don't you go to U of D? You entered it, you tested in there, all your friends are going there. So it's like, okay, cool. So I got on online and tell my friends, like, I'm staying in town. I'm on AOL IM. And my friend Hansa is like, oh, cool, Sam, that's great. U of D, huh? How are you going to get used to the uniforms and the ties? And I was like, oh, uniforms and ties, annoying. I'll figure out, I'll find a way. She's like, okay, how are you going to get used to being all boys? I was like, no. Because I had gone to like this small middle school with like 15 students. And so like I knew every girl who was like
you needed a fresh pool of talent.
I was ready, I'm in puberty. I'm ready to like get out there and see women, yeah. So like that was a shock to my system, and I was like just so pissed. Started school year, I was like pissed, angry, annoyed. One day a bus pulls up to the school, and like this girls pile out of the car, out of the bus into the auditorium, and I'm like, where are these girls going? Like, oh, they're going to play auditions. So I was like, I'll be right back. And so I go and audition for this play.
And that was really the catalyst.
That was like, honestly, and like, cause like to me before that, I just knew movies. I like loved movies and loved performance. I loved comedy because like I would absorb it so much.
When did it shift where you said, maybe I don't want to be a dramatic thespian, but I want to like.
So at the same time as when I went to that audition, I had learned about the Second City, that I knew about SNL. I loved SNL, so I would watch SNL all the time. I knew that all these guys came from Second City.
Okay.
So I started going to shows all the time. And I remember one day, they would do this improv jam. So you could, if you were in the audience, you could come up and like.
Oh yeah.
And we do like a conducted story. So the idea is like he'd point to you and you'd like take over the story, and then he'd point to somebody else. That person would drop that last word, and the next person would take over from right on that word. So I was like standing up there. I was like 15, and like he like looked at me and like gave me the point, and I came up with a line, and the audience was like, "Blah!" And I was like, I think this is the future.